I'm going pretty dang fast. Haven't seen an officer yet. However, I'm not going to drive at that rate of speed to endanger anybody or myself for long periods of time. It's more like a burst for like a minute or two, and then I go back to a reasonable speed afterward, and set it on cruise control. That's my tactic. Yeah. It's beautiful out here. Basically, all I'm looking at right now is a country road that's almost similar to an interstate. On either side, it is nothing but fields. There's no ending. It goes on beyond the eye's view. And to the left are a bunch of cows, which is something we see all the time in Virginia. And I've seen many lizards. I love lizards. They're so cool. And I used to try and catch them all the time, but what they do is if you grab their tail, they have a way of ejecting their tail. You know what I'm saying? So they get away. It's a defense mechanism as part of their species. So not only that, but it grows back. They're pretty amazing, especially chameleons. They change colors throughout the day. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I didn't see any alligators, which is cool. I did see one in South Carolina, too, at the golf course. Oh yeah, let me start about this debacle that I've been going through. So when I left, I didn't have an amount of money that was going to get me very far besides to Florida. I cut the ship. I contacted my friend Matt Jordan on the way, and I realized, I was like, hey, I could just stop by South Carolina and see him for a day. It ended up being 3 days. I had an amazing time. He is amazing. He's an amazing person, as well as his wife and his kid and their new dog. The dog, awesome. It's just a little guy. But yeah. So we went to breakfast one morning at the Bubble and Squeak, which is a popular place in Bluffton. And afterwards, we are stopping by, what is it called? Agave, which used to be the Old Town Dispensary, which Matt owns. And so now he leases it out. And he showed, I was like, what's up with the paint job? And he's like, yeah, they did that 3 years ago. I think that's what he said, 3 years. And I was like, what? My paint jobs can last 10 years, easily. Maybe more. They're not going to fail. They might get dirty from, the greens, dropping and causing you to have to power wash them. And we just repaint them as maintenance. But I don't understand, especially going through the process of painting an entire restaurant and using shitty products. The paint was failing on all of the trim, everywhere. And I don't know what they used, but what I'm going to use is a oil-based primer, bring them back to something that is bondable and durable. Then I'm going to top coat them with a product called Satin Impervo, which is a semi-gloss paint that has been part of my career since I started. It's pricey, but I used it before on a job in just past Leesburg, and it's very stinky. Vapory, but it turned out amazing, like glass, and it still looks the same way, the customer said. And I was just like, wow, that's a great product. Though it's difficult to deal with, you gotta have a lot of ventilation. And oil-based products basically destroy any brush or roller or whatever it is that you're using. And if you're using a sprayer, then you have to use, instead of water for latex, you have to put chemicals into your sprayer, which can mess up the pump pistons, the rings, which are, rubber. And eventually you have to get it repaired, which can be up to $1,000 for that simple task that is $80 in parts. So I have 3 sprayers that happened to. They wanted $700 to repair them, and I was like, that's not worth it. I paid $1,000 for the damn machine. One of them I paid brand new $300 for. Whatever. So I just said screw it. Bought another one because they're only $300. The ones I'm using now, they're in between hairy homeowner and high-end professional. So the price is totally affordable, but their capabilities are exactly the same as any higher Graco machine. So yeah, that's that. Now let me rewind and figure out what I'm doing. Okay, yes, the trip. So, long story short, I had difficulty getting access to money. And I ended up losing my wallet. Then I found an extra ID, and then I lost that. So I had nothing. No cards, nothing. No cash, nothing. I had enough gas to drive around, but that was going to run out, you know. That amount of gas, like a full tank in my truck, will last you 300 miles, which is pretty decent for a V8. My other truck, it was 13, 12, 11, 10 miles sometimes, depending on if you're on the highway or in town. So I started reserving rooms because the situation where I was going to stay was just not ideal for me or the other person, and I was sick. And I didn't want to get my friend Ron, my basically stepfather, and best bud, I didn't want to give it to him. And he ended up getting sick about 5 days later, and but it went away after 2 days. So he didn't catch what I have, because mine is literally still occurring, but it's just a little bit of sore throat and very dry mouth, almost unquenchable. I know I have ice water, a Sunkist, and a Red Bull next to me, and no matter what I drink, about 30 seconds afterwards, I'm back to parched. And you know, I've got chapstick, and I'm trying to keep my lips okay, and they keep drying out. And that's a side effect, so that'll be ending. And basically, long story short, I got taken for over $900. Yeah, in a 7-day period. The rundown is this. I reserved the rooms via digital, reading of the card, because I didn't have the physical card. Well, when you book a hotel, you have to bring that physical card that you used, and it has to be in your name. It has to be your card. And my wife, being as awesome as she is, she paid off all our credit card debt, and then got us a credit account where it could be split between both of us. But I have to pay everything that I spend, before the due date. That way we won't get charged interest. And I'll always have that as access to funds that will be used for emergencies strictly, or trips work-wise. So I've talked to the credit card company about an hour ago. I have the process started. They need a lot of information, and I can't drive around and look at these screenshots reading what date it was, what the name of the hotel was, what the reservation number was, where's the cancellation of these properties email. And I understand they need that for the case against the people. Well, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to win the case easily, and I'll probably have the money back on Monday. So I've been at war with these people. I've been kind, and I've been psychotic. I've threatened a lot of them. And I told them to call the police. I said, they can come get me. They can come get me. I'm not really going to physically hurt them. But, you could get in trouble for threats. I don't care. I don't have anything. I haven't done anything to get, on my record since 2008. Yeah, 17 years, I have not gotten but one ticket. And, yeah, it's pretty exceptional because I didn't have the greatest driving record from the age of 18 to 26, then carrying on till 2008. So I was 31 from, what is it, 17 or 18? So yeah, nearly 15 years I was without a license. Now I've got positive points on my record. We're fully covered, fully insured, and there's nothing really to worry about as long as I'm not endangering anybody. If I was to get into an accident, this truck is sound enough to where I would not get injured. It might mangle a bit of the truck. It'll destroy the other vehicle. And that already happened. Somebody hit me. And it didn't even leave a scratch on the truck, and it destroyed their whole front end. And I was scared to go to the back because I was like, oh, I got into a lot of accidents in the past 3 years. I didn't want to be in another one, but it was the lady's fault, and she knew that. However, I still paid for it and covered it through my insurance because it was a mistake, an accident of hers, and I didn't find her liable for, the repairs, so to speak, and I have yet to claim it because we want to see where our insurance is at cost-wise per month, and is it worth it to make the claim and possibly go up a little bit at percentage? I mean, I think it is, because I'm quick with math. And so hopefully it's cool, and my wife and I will be in agreement when I get home to put the truck in the body shop and bring it back to perfection. I am so excited because I've loved this truck since I saw it and since I got in it. That's why I bought it immediately. But I haven't learned of its total capabilities till this past 2 weeks, with traveling. It has a lot of safety features, which I'm still finding more. It's super fast, but controllable. Fun enough to have a little thrill here and there. And as far as off-road, now I haven't been in like big pits of mud, but if I was to just go off the side of the road right now through a ditch, over some humps, tree or little bushes and stuff, it won't even affect my truck. And that's pretty awesome. I won't be, using that pretty much anymore, but it was nice to see what it was capable of and the control it has on different surfaces. And I've definitely put the speed to a test, and the transmission. Silverados are famous for their transmission going before 200,000 miles. I've had this since I bought it. It had 30,000 miles on it about 3 years ago. I've put 130,000 on already. No, 100,000 on already, because I drive a lot. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we were discussing bills and whatnot, and me getting the truck fixed. That's about it for now. Peace!